Today I'm rebuilding the back end of my Saab after a Honda Civic tried to climb into my boot a little over a week ago. Next I'm going to try and knock some of this damage out of the wheel well. I'm hoping that if I can pull this back out a little bit, that it'll push the striker platform up a mil or two, which will then level off the boot lid against the body edge here. The bounce in the wood must be just taking the impact out of the hammer blow, so I'm resorting now to just knocking it with the hammer. All of this, of course, is hidden under the boot floor, so I'm not overly concerned about it looking super pretty. And this area is completely hidden by the bumper, so more than anything else, all I really want to do is get this striker to come up a millimetre or two, just to help line up the boot. I've managed to split the seam just round the corner here, so just straighten that edge out. Now, if I do say so myself, I actually don't think I've done too bad of a job of that. Not a bad bit of panel beating, given that it's only with a lump hammer. The flange here, which the seal fits onto, is very badly distorted, particularly around this area. A slightly closer view for you as I endeavour to straighten this up. Not much I can do about all that distortion in the panel there. One way to gauge how successfully I've managed to bring the striker and this section back into shape is to refit this trim panel, which just clips on. The distortion had popped it off. Not perfect, it's pushing up a little in the middle there, but I could always put a little slit in that to stop that happening. But I have to say, I don't think that's a bad job. When you're putting this trim back on, be very careful that you don't distort and bend these legs where the clips are. I've managed to bust one here. So let's refit the seal. On another day I'll take this seal off and I'm going to put a bead of black silicone sealer along the seal carrier, so that when I put it on the flange, the silicone sealer will squeeze each side of the flange inside the carrier. It'll help to hold the seal in position and also ensure that the seal is waterproof around the carrier and the flange. There's a little notch in the side trim here where this flip transfers from being on top of the trim to going under the trim. Well, it shuts a lot easier, I don't have to slam it hard anymore, and it's only slightly under flush along this body line. The spare parts that I got for my back end all come off a 2004 car. This of course is a 2007 model year. Being an automotive engineer myself, I can actually see some of the things that Saab did between 2004 and 2007 to reduce the variable cost of building these cars. For example, on the 2007 car, this bracket fitted in the middle for holding up the bumper. On the 2004 car, I've got this piece that goes across the full width. I'm going to temporarily fit this so that I can see how I've done with regard to the shape. Don't worry about that, I've got another one of those. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's something of a gap here, but I've got something I can do with that. The next stage in the process is going to be refitting this support for the bumper across the back and replacing these side supports that go under the lights and round to the wheel arches. Click on the image up in the top left and to take you to that video, but for now I'm going to wrap it up here. See you in that video.